This is the New York Times, right here. What is the kid transgender? That's the only way you would think. Talking about a 10-year-old. Baby Gronk is a 10-year-old whose father is pitching him as the next big thing in college football. He's a real athlete. He's not a normal kid. He's been training in programs since he was 6 years old. We put 5 or 6 days of training. He diets. He eats clean food, salmon and brown rice. He is in a routine. He's a real athlete, not a normal kid. How stupid. How stupid. I mean, look, we all know how this ends. Somebody asked me the other day about there's another player at Indiana who is like a social media guy, Indiana basketball. Well, what do you think? I go, we all know how it ends. It ends in disappointment. It ends in loss. We all know Todd Marinovich's story. We all know. And there's more. I mean, look, this is the dumbest story on the internet, but the best show on the internet is talking about it. J.J. Watt's talking about it. J.J. Watt's talking about this story. I don't understand it. I'll never understand it. I don't know why I'm talking about it. The only reason I'm talking about it is to express once again that I feel like parents are idiots. I feel like parents are dumbasses. I feel like parents ought to shut up. I feel like parents should go away. Don't go away parenting your kid, but go away putting them in the public eye. Kids should play multiple sports. Kids should be, I'm not advocating, but no kids should be playing one sport all year. No kids should be training like a pro until high school. They're kids. Yeah, good for you, J.J. Watt, but I don't care what J.J. Watt feels. How many kids he got? Seriously. I mean, how many kids he got? Take it from this guy right here. An active mind crushes souls. An inactive mind crushes souls. An inactive mind leads to drug use and alcohol and trouble. I don't care what sport, play it. I don't care what job, go to it. I don't care. Sitting around on your front porch like it's boys in the hood ain't great. I'm telling you, it ain't great. I don't care whether it's in a white, black. I don't care whether it's a rich, poor neighborhood. A lot of rich dudes are shooting each other. A lot of rich dudes are all jacked up. More money, more problems. Get off your ass. Go do something. And I don't want to hear about it. This guy, Todd Marinovich, was a project. His dad put him in the same deal as this baby Gronk idiot dad. They're all idiots. Get off your ass. Go do something. An inactive mind leads to problems. I'm just glad in this country, I'm just glad that there's a dad at least looking. I don't care what J.J. Watt has to say. I've always said, was he 32? Was he 35? I mean, kids, take it from me. Grizzled. Been with parents my whole life. Been with kids my whole life. Raised kids. Two of the best kids ever. You want me to give you 10 minutes on them? I can. I can tell you about, oh my God, do you know my son? No, shut up. A very good friend of mine at the time, no longer a friend of mine because, well, he's just a bad guy, named Ron Felly. I had a baby. I had Andrew. We're sitting at lunch. I'm sitting there and I must have talked about my son too much. Felly looks at me, he goes, hey, Dan, we've all had kids. I go, you're right. You'll never hear from me again. You're absolutely right. Baby Gronk my ass. The Marinovich problem. The whole thing is giving modern-day Marinovich problem. Yeah, of course it is. You know what, though? It's the same but different. Marinovich's dad wanted him to be an all-world NFL player. Now people are so stupid, they just want a scholarship. I want that bag, man. I want that bag. Hey, we got some fun stuff. Hey, correct me if I'm wrong, but there's nothing dumber than parents. Parents that give you a headache. I'm glad we got parents. I'm glad you're a parent, but nobody wants to hear about your kid. Period. Keita Bates-Diop's dad was the best. Keita Bates-Diop was a first-round pick, I think, player of the year in the Big Ten. He played with Andrew. You couldn't get him to talk about his son. You couldn't get him. And remember, this guy here, Marinovich, he'd been arrested more times, 9, I think, charges ranging from drug possession to sexual assault. Let your kid be a damn kid. And this ain't coming from Captain America, J.J. Watt. This is coming from me, somebody that pays attention to everything around him, including parenting, including kids, and including your big mouth around your kid. Jesus. Is that baby Gronk? I'll tell you right now, he got no shot. I can tell by the face. I can tell by he got no shot. And he's 10 years old. So do this. Just play every sport, baby Gronk, or whoever the hell you're calling yourself. And Dad, get over here. I'm going to kick you right in the ass. A guy caught a 9-foot-long catfish in Italy. Now, here's why that's important, Jennifer. A 9-foot-long catfish. So the other day, again, my stepson and my brother-in-law, Donnie, we had to get out of the house. And I'm going to talk about the lovely at the end of the show. I'm going to talk about the beautiful Sandy Ross and her unfortunate passing at the end of the show. Look at that bad boy right there. So Donnie, myself, and Jared, we go to Cabela's just to get out of the house. I mean, when somebody passes, you got to get out of the house. You go get a beer, you go do something, right? I bought, because of this catfish that I saw, we went to Cabela's. I'm like, Donnie, he's a fisher and a hunter. I need a new fishing pole that catches catfish. I got a lake out there, and I see these catfish that are big. But this bad boy is over 9 feet long. And think about this. This is why we celebrate it. I would never just put a catfish on the show. But this is likely the largest catfish ever caught. Ever. In the history of the world. All points on earth. This is the largest, the biggest, the most grande. And when that happens, you deserve to come on our show. I'm not just putting anybody on our show. I'm putting the biggest catfish there. Look at this. That thing looks bigger than 9 freaking pounds to me, or 9 feet to me. That thing looks, I don't know, man, but I don't know if I would be hanging out with it. Catfish are nasty suckers to begin with. But anyway, good on you. In Italy, you caught the biggest catfish. Now I'm inspired to take my new $45 catfish rod and reel out to my lake, put a little bread, put it on the bottom, and see if I can catch one of these bad boys. That's right. Who doesn't want to catch a catfish? Seriously.